Just like how the environment of the Earth needs to be maintained at specific parameters to sustain life, the human body needs a stable environment to function properly. The maintenance of the constant internal environment of the body is called as homeostasis. If break down this term, honeo means same and stasis means standing. Since we have mentioned that homeostasis is the maintenance of internal environment, let's talk about it some more. Internal environment in the body is the extracellular fluid, ECF, in which the cells live. It is the fluid outside the cell, and it constantly moves throughout the body. It consists of 20% of the total body weight. It includes blood, which circulates in the vascular system, and fluid present in between the cells called interstitial fluid. The extracellular fluid contains nutrients, ions, and all other substances necessary for the survival of the cells. The normal healthy living of large organisms, including human beings, depends upon the constant maintenance of the internal environment within the physiological limits. If the internal environment deviates beyond the set limits, the body suffers from malfunction or dysfunction. This dysfunction is known as disease. Therefore, the goal of an organism is to have normal healthy living, which is achieved by the maintenance of the internal environment within set limits. The integrating center immediately sends information to the concerned effectors to either accelerate or inhibit the activity through two types of feedback systems that we will discuss in detail, so that normalcy is restored. Let's start by discussing the different systems of the body that play a role in homeostasis. One or more systems are involved in the homeostatic mechanism of each function. Let's go through some of them one by one. The most common comparison of the homeostatic system is that with the thermostat of a house. Or we can say a thermostat is a commonly cited model of how living systems, including the human body, maintain a steady state called homeostasis. Body temperature must be maintained at 37.5 degrees Celsius. An increase or decrease in temperature alters the metabolic activities of the cells. The skin, respiratory system, digestive system, excretory system, skeletal muscles, and nervous system are involved in maintaining the temperature within normal limits. The pH of the extracellular fluid must be maintained at the critical value of 7.4. The tissues cannot survive if it is altered. Thus, the decrease in pH, that is acidosis, or increase in pH, that is alkalosis, affects the tissues markedly. The respiratory system, blood, and kidney help in the regulation of pH. As for the nutrients, an adequate amount of nutrients must be supplied to the cells. Nutrients are essential for various activities of the cell and the growth of the tissues. These substances also form the source of energy required for various activities of the cells. Nutrients must be digested, absorbed into the blood, and supplied to the cells. The digestive system and circulatory system play major roles in the supply of nutrients. An adequate amount of oxygen should be made available to the cells for the metabolism of the nutrients. Simultaneously, the carbon dioxide and other metabolic end products must be removed. The oxygen supply comes from the respiratory system and into the circulatory system. The respiratory system is also concerned with the removal of carbon dioxide. Kidneys and other excretory organs are involved in the excretion of waste products. Many hormones are essential for the metabolism of nutrients and other substances necessary for the cells. Hormones are to be synthesized and released from the endocrine glands in appropriate quantities, and these hormones must act on the body cells appropriately. Otherwise, it leads to abnormal signs and symptoms. Water and electrolyte balance should be maintained optimally. Otherwise, it leads to dehydration or water toxicity and alteration in the osmolality of the body fluids. Kidneys, skin, salivary glands, and gastrointestinal tract take care of this. For all these functions, the blood, which forms a major part of internal environment, must be normal. It should contain a required number of normal red blood cells and adequate amount of plasma with normal composition. Only then it can transport the nutritive substances, respiratory gases, metabolic, and other waste products. Skeletal muscles are also involved in homeostasis. This system helps the organism to move around in search of food. It also helps to protect the organism from adverse surroundings, thus preventing damage or destruction. The central nervous system, which includes the brain and spinal cord, also plays an important role in homeostasis. The sensory system detects the state of the body or surroundings. The brain integrates and interprets the pros and cons of this information and commands the body to act accordingly through the motor system so that the body can avoid the damage. Autonomic nervous system regulates all the vegetative functions of the body essential for homeostasis. In the coming sections, we will discuss the components that make up the homeostatic system and the mechanism of actions of two feedback systems to better understand homeostasis. We will also talk about the physiology of proteins, so stay tuned. Don't forget to download our apps so you can watch our video lectures anytime, anywhere.